Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Craft Apple Today. My name is Caroline, and we are about 3 weeks away from Valentine's Day. And I was thinking, I'll bet that there are folks out there who would love to make a card for someone, but don't know where to start. So I thought, there is a niche here, a niche market that I can take advantage of. So what I have done is I have taken some card blanks and I have stamped some images on here. Now these ones have issues, so these aren't the ones that I'm going to send you. These are just the ones that didn't work out for whatever reason, and I'm going to use them as examples. So this is a neat and tangled image, and I love you floral wreath. And the rest of these are all lawn fawn images, which I love lawn fawn because if you have a die cut machine, all of their dies cut perfectly every single time. I have never bought a die from Lawn Fawn that did not cut perfectly every time, and I have a lot of them. I have a lot of them. So this is a stamp set I just bought yesterday. And Lawn Fawn also is really great because they have something for every price point. So this little set with the puffins, the hearts, and the little sentiment under there, plus it had a little fish, plus it had another little tiny heart, that was like $5 for that set. Now, they're clear stamps, so you do also have to have an acrylic block, and of course you have to have a black ink pad. But, you know, for $10 or something, or $15, you can make this card as many times as you want, which is awesome. So this one says, sending love to my stud puffin, and it's got a couple of puffins on there. Now remember, folks, that you can only be a stud if you're a male. In the world of animal husbandry, a stud is a breeding male. So you don't want to send this one to your girlfriend, okay? Not to your girlfriend. I also have this one with a little French bulldog and a little Scotty dog, and it says, I rough you. And I have this one that has a gumball machine, and it says, you're so sweet on it. And lastly, I have this one with a claw machine that says, you're a catch. So those are fun. Those are all lawn fawn images, except for the first one that I showed you, the hearth wreath that said I love you. That's a neat and tangled design. So you're going to need something to color these with, and I imagine a lot of you already have something you can color with at home. You have, I'm sure you have a graphite pencil, or you have a ballpoint pen that you can get creative with. You may have colored crayons, you may have colored markers, you may have colored pencils. Personally, I prefer to color with colored pencils, and I have some Prismacolors, which are fine art pencils, and I have some Crazy Art, which are, you know, pencils off the kids' coloring aisle, and they both give a really beautiful result. The difference between those is that your fine art pencils are going to have more pigment and less binder. Pigment is the colored part. Binder is the part that sticks the pigment all together so that it stays in that, you know, cylindrical shape inside the wood of your pencil. Your kids' aisle colored pencils are going to be more binder and less pigment, so they're going to be, the lead is going to be harder, and it's going to take, you know, a lot more coloring or a heavier hand to get as dark of a color as you would with a Prismacolor or a, you know, some other art colored pencil. So if you are going to go out and buy crayons or markers or colored pencils or anything, I encourage you to purchase the largest pack that you can at your price point. And the reason why I say that is when I first started making cards, I got so discouraged really quickly because I couldn't make my images look any better than I could as a 10-year-old, you know, coloring inside the lines of my coloring books. Not that I had coloring books when I was 10, but you know what I mean. Like, I couldn't get it to look like it had any kind of depth or life to it. So in order to achieve that, you have to have 3 different versions of a color. You have to have like a light, a medium, and a dark, or like your base color plus a little darker than that, in order to get, you know, something in a lot of dimension. In order to get 3 versions of green or 3 versions of blue, you have to have like at least a 24 pack. I mean, you can do it with 12, don't get me wrong. It's just gonna be trickier. And all of your red things are gonna look the same. All of your blue things are gonna look the same. You're not gonna be able to do like a turquoise thing and a navy thing and a cornflower thing, you know, or like a yellowy green thing and a green thing and a dark green thing, because you don't have enough variation of color in a 12 pack in order to achieve that. So this is a 72 pack of Crazy Art pencils from the children's aisle that my sister got me for Christmas and now my son is using. And these are my Prismacolors. I have them in this big binder thing. I got a package of 24 for Christmas many years ago, and you can buy these individually. They're like $2 a piece. So if you don't know if you're gonna like coloring with pencils, I do not encourage you to get Prismacolors because they will break the bank. Okay, get some cheap Crayolas and then see if you like it. You know, get the 72 pack of Crayolas and experiment, and if it's something you really like and then you want like a higher quality product or something, then maybe splurge for the Prismacolors, the art colored pencils. So I have started to color some of these images in both Prismacolor and the Crazy Art pencils in order to let you see kind of what the difference is. And so here you go. You can see I've labeled Crazy Art on one side and Prismacolor on the other, and using as close to the same colors as I could find between the two packages. You can see how I got, a base color and then kind of shaded it in around the edges in order to get a little bit more depth. And I imagine that you can't tell from here, but the Prismacolor colors are creamier because of that less binder, because of having less binder in there. And the Crazy Art colors are a little more crisp. They don't have quite as much depth, or you can get the depth, but it's different, and I don't think the camera can really capture that. So there's the gumball machine, and here's the Sending Love to My Stud Puffin. This light is also not the best. It's not very bright outside, and this is the best light I have in here. And here's the I Love You heart wreath. And you can see, like, I don't have exactly the same colors between the Prismacolors and the Crazy Arts, but they're both beautiful. And here's the dogs. I had an easier time with the tan dog than with the black dog, so maybe I should have done both of them tan. I don't know, but Scotty dogs are black. Scotty dogs are black. So, I am going to kind of show you what I was talking about with the lack of depth. So here's the claw machine card, and I've already colored one teddy bear there, and you can see that he has some depth. And now I'm going to color this one down here, this one here at the bottom, in just my base color really quickly so that you can see what I'm talking about and see the difference between having 3 colors to color my bear and having one color to color my bear. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised about what those other 2 colors can accomplish for you. So again, these are the Crazy Art pencils. These are just the cheapy off the kids rack colored pencils. So there he is. He looks pretty flat compared to that guy. And it's easier to tell like in real life here than it is on the camera. There's nothing I can do about that other than maybe over color. So now I'll add the second color of brown. I'll over color it a little bit. A lot of times when I'm coloring these too, I think, oh, that looks terrible, and then I come back like a week later and think, what was wrong with that? It looks fine. So if that happens to you, you're not alone in that. So there I've gotten one more color on there. And I colored it a little bit darker, like I pressed more, so it's a little bit, you can see it has even a little more depth than this one. And then I'm going to take my darkest color and do even less with it, but go over the darkest areas. So I'm doing things like underneath the arms and the bottoms of the feet and the bottom of the belly, anywhere where I want it to look like there's maybe a curve or there would naturally be shadow. So there you go. Now he's in 3 dimensions. Well, closer to 3 dimensions, you know, close as I can get with my colored pencils. Maybe you can do better. That'd be awesome. Anyway, so there you go. That's the trick, is having 3 colors. And I'm going to have some videos on each of these cards to help you get going and to end up with something that you're happy with. And those will be up shortly. If you would like to buy one of these cards, it's stamped like this, except, you know, no stray hairs, no stray fingerprints or anything. These are from my reject pile. That you can color yourself at home. I will have those up on my Etsy site shortly, and I will link that link down in the description. And when I get the other videos made, I will link those down in the description as well, because I don't want, you know, the person that has the I love you heart to have to sit through an hour of puffins and dogs and gumball machines in order to get to how to color their card. So that about wraps this up. I hope you enjoy this project, and I'll see you back again next time.